very, very rainy. I mean, look at all that water right there, bordering my neighbor's property. Now, I came along and I just threw a little bit of mulch, not much. This is the peach tree in the back of my house. Now, I still have this on it, holding it up just in case, because I feel like this caliber is just not as thick as the other ones. However, the tree is pretty sturdy. I felt like it just wasn't doing as great as it should be. However, when I look at some of the people online and how much fruit they've gotten from their trees, their peach tree looks pretty sad to me too. So I think it's just peach trees. I think they don't get as full and as beautiful as I romanticize, I guess. But I'm hoping this will help at least keep the weeds out from around it. So I want to show you this lovely back area of my property that we don't ever really show because it's kind of embarrassing. So this is where I've been throwing, like, when I pulled up the broccoli, the leftover pieces that weren't really anything, and you know, if a plant dies or whatever, I throw it back here. Now guys, I don't know what happened or how it even happened. However, bam, I have a volunteer, and this is not from seed at all. This plant had snapped on me and it was just gone, and there was no way I thought that it was going to survive. So I had taken the top piece and I just threw it into this pile, and when I came back here to throw away this stuff, soil from something else, because this had mold in it, so I just threw it back here to let the water take over it, because it was just from being moist and warm inside the house where the humidity was very, very high, because I don't have climate control in my laundry room, which is where I'll be growing my plants, so I'm hoping to fix that a little bit over the winter. But anyways, yeah, that plant just looks amazing. I mean, there's no spots on it, the leaves aren't wilting. I don't even know, guys. But this is a pile that we were hoping to make like a compost pile, because it's behind our building that we keep for the push mower. Alright guys, my embarrassing spot of the property. Alright, then we have our grapes. So again, we're not sure which side is which, but one side is red and one side is green. We've not been seeing much growth out of them. Again, I'm probably romanticizing how much they should grow. However, excuse me while I try to force this baby. There we go. I figured maybe mulching it and get rid of some of those weeds that, you know, because they were really getting choked. Alright, same thing on this side. Having some damage on the leaves. So again, this I felt was getting extremely choked by all the stuff around the bottom of it. So put some mulch on there, and hopefully now we can focus a little bit more on some growth instead of you know, just trying to survive. Guys, that stick just scared me to death. Whew. There is snakes in South Carolina, poisonous ones at that. And yep, so I want to take you guys over here and show you how beautiful. Look at this. Isn't she beautiful? That's just amazing. So beautiful. These are the ones that fall on the ground that I've been picking up and putting in a mason jar. Alright guys. Alright, so these tomatoes I've been trying to leave on here. They already started to blush. However, the rain that we've been getting for the last couple days, I'm seeing some cracking. So this one is going to have to finish in the house, and this one maybe, if I could get it. Where do I put this down at? Here. Alright. It's gonna be hard to get off because it's not really ready, but it's got such a huge crack. I don't know if you guys could see it. And I don't want it to get ruined out here, so check on this one. That one's doing okay. Almost time to cut that plant completely out of there, minus that one side that's like giving me a great healthy extra plant. Oh, come on, focus. No, we don't want to focus. All right, so it is looking bigger, so maybe it is gonna work. I just get worried, guys, because like I said, the rest of this plant, I mean, you could see right here some of that. I feel like that one tried to start. I thought this had other ones on here, but I don't know, I could be wrong. There is, where'd it go? Oh, right here. This one starting. So I mean, we'll see if it accumulates to anything. I'm going to try to plant again. I'm going to check to see how long exactly is the growth time on these, and plant it as laid out as far out as possible. This way I have less pests to deal with. Tomatoes are still really tall, really big. None of these are blushing yet. I was out here this morning checking on them. They're pretty wet though, because we've been getting a consistent rain. And I have these. I really think these are my pinks, my pink jazz. So we'll see. So far I've liked the very dark tomatoes and the yellow ones the best, and then Brad's follows right behind that. Other than that, the rest of them I've just been like, they're good because they're from the garden, but I could definitely use more space for the other ones. Alright, checking on these. They're all still very hard, so they're not ready for me. Pepper plants are starting to get tall. This tomato plant looks like it's going to survive. That's one of the clippings. Alright, let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Anything new over here? That might be another pink jazz. It's another one that looks a little funky. I think the funky ones, like the ones that have like the indents and they're not round, I think those are the pink jazzes. And which would make sense because I haven't got any yet, and those are the ones that I'm seeing for big. Like all the big ones seem to be that funny shape, so that would make sense. This is some squash that I planted recently, hoping it gets tall enough so I could put it up here to grow, but we will see. All those bean plants right there, and no beans on them yet, but they're not that old. But I wanted to show you this. Look how big she's gotten. That's my white Japanese eggplant, and plenty of flowers, so hopefully that means I have more coming soon. And these tomatoes seem to be doing okay. Guys, these are just stuff that I've clipped off of my plants. I made sure to clip ones that didn't look diseased, and I'm hoping to get them to a decent size to put in my bed when I pull these ones that's in the bed out. Alright, do we have any melons on these yet? Oh, I'm getting so excited. I want some melons. Nope, I'm seeing a lot of beheaded flowers, which tells me a lot of these are males. Alright, 2 of those tomato plants look like they're not going to survive. This one over here does have a couple spots. I'm not really liking that, so we'll see how that looks once it gets bigger. This one, the same. I might have to take this off. I don't want to stress it right now. So those ones are looking a little bit sad, but I think they'll come through. Those two are okay. Any squash in here? I'm ready to pull this bad boy out. I feel like I'm not gonna get any squash from this plant, and I'm tired of waiting. I just feel like it's a waste of space. Nothing on my dragon tongues. It's about time to pull those out. Alright, let's see. Alright guys, so my cucumbers, some of the leaves are starting to look a little funky, but look at this. Isn't she pretty? Ooh. Hello, bumblebee. My friend. You look weird. I wanted to wrap my cucumber up there, so I guess I'm just gonna leave you be and not do it. Let's see. There's other little cucumbers starting down here. Right there. Then one over there. So, then that little one. So, we'll see how they turn out. Moving along. Guys, I am super curious about this right here. Do you see this? These dark green leaves right here. This is a peanut plant that I had nowhere to put it. So I went ahead and stuck it in this bed while I was, doing beans and whatnot. And I figured legumes. It grows underneath. Now, if those do well, I may have to consider using those as like a filler crop, like in between things, like I did with these beans. Like they're just in there. Because one plant could give you, I don't remember, is it 50 peanuts? So if I could get 50 peanuts out of that little plant right there, if I could do, 2 to 6, and say 6 in each one, that's in each one of these beds, like just randomly spacing them, that's 300 peanuts that I could have growing underneath while I have things growing on top. So we will see how that fends, because that might be a really go-to. Guys, I'm having a tomato gone wild moment over here. Alright guys, so I'm gonna head inside and I'm gonna try to get something to eat while I still can, my lunch breaks. But I wanted to give you guys just a little bit longer of because I haven't been out here and I haven't been able to do it. It's been wet for days, and then it dries up just long enough for me to get out here, and I can't because I'm working. So I do apologize, guys. That's the life. I did eat the okra that was on here, and it looks like I have a couple more coming in right here on top. I just fried it up with my breakfast, so it was pretty yummy. I think the ones that I get from this now, I'm just going to let them go to seed, so I know I have seeds that are resilient for this for next year, or even my next planting. We will see. To be decided. Alright guys, so I'm going to see you on the flip side, and be blessed.